Hello and welcome to In the QC, a podcast brought to you by the Quad Cities Chamber. If you aren't from here, I know what you're thinking. QC? That's where? The QC is the heart of the Midwest, a proud, forward-thinking family of communities connected by one of the world's most renowned rivers, the Mississippi. The region attracts returners and explorers, investors, and entrepreneurs because it offers the well-being and comforts of the accessible, the homegrown, and the local, combined with an inventive imagination that embraces arts, businesses, and global aspirations. Hello, my name is Lo. I'm the host of In the QC, and we are back for a very exciting podcast. I have two of our chamber ambassadors sitting down with me today, and we are going to talk about our ambassador program a little bit and then our spring event lineup. So very exciting. If you have not been to a chamber event yet, maybe this podcast will convince you to come check us out. Awesome. So to begin, I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves, give us your title. Ashley, why don't we start with you?
Absolutely. My name is Ashley Hicks. I am the Director of Development and Events for Hand and Hand.
Awesome. Thank you. Mark, how about you?
Oh, Mark Carlson. I am the Business Development Manager for Valley Construction.
Awesome. And if you are a chamber member listening or watching this podcast episode, I'm sure you recognize these voices and you definitely recognize the faces. Awesome. Well, to begin, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Let's quickly just start with, how long have you both been chamber ambassadors?
I've been a chamber ambassador for about, I want to say close to 9 years now.
Wow, almost a decade.
Yeah, I was really young when I started.
Awesome. Mark, how about you?
I guess I'm the rookie. I've only got like 5 years in, and I'm really old. Even when I started.
Well, it's so funny, you guys, because I've been at the chamber for almost 2 years. I don't know chamber events without both of you. So it's kind of, I know you guys have both been 9 and 5 years, but for me, it seems like a lifetime that I've been at events with you guys. Always nice to have that backup. So could you tell me, as ambassadors, or maybe even before you guys became ambassadors, what was your favorite chamber event that you've been to thus far of our current event lineup?
You got to pick one of us.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay, Mark, all right. If you're going to put me on the spot, we're going with you.
The golf outing is always a blast. I love being outside around everybody. There's no question that the golf is just absolutely a riot. Hobnosh is a really good one. Any of the after hours event, anything. The ribbon cuttings are fun, but you get the nighttime events. We had a few people. We called it the team closers, and we hung around till the end, and we were the last ones out.
Oh, that's awesome. Mark, I'm so happy that you did bring up the golf outing, because I got to hang out with you at the golf outing for a good chunk of time. And that was, I have to say, my favorite golf outing I have ever been to. It was so much fun. I grew up being a golfer. I love golf. I played in high school, but that chamber golf outing, that's a golf experience like never before. It was very, very fun. I'm looking forward to that this summer. And also thank you for touching on our after hours events, because we do have Hobnosh coming back this year. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the episode. Awesome. And Ashley, how about you? Do you have a favorite?
I would have to agree. I love the golf outing and Hobnosh. I love business exchange.
Oh, yeah.
I'm somebody that I get such a kick out of learning people's personalities and what makes them different. And I love that business exchange takes that networking to a different level, and you're asked questions about the person. And it's so cool to a lot of the people that I've met in business exchange, I remember a little bit easier than the people that I've met at other events, because we've had goofy questions like what their favorite candy bar is, or what their kids enjoy doing, or favorite vacation, just off the wall questions that get to know a person rather than just what it is they do for a living.
That's awesome. So at the chamber, we have, quarterlies where we kind of discuss what our goals are and what we would like to improve on as a team member. And for myself this quarter, what I wanted to improve on was networking. I'm a natural talker, but in the business sense, I don't necessarily feel that I have focused a lot of time on building those networking tools. So Jen suggested that I start going to business exchanges as an actual participant rather than, helping work the event. So this year I get to actually experience it for the first time as a participant. So I'm looking forward to it. And I know I'm going to walk away from that event really feeling a lot more comfortable with being able to network with, the business world in the Quad Cities, which is going to just make me a better chamber team member. So I'm excited to see you there, Ashley.
You betcha.
All right, you guys, next question. Why are chamber events important to members? Ashley, let's start with you.
I think that the biggest reason that they're important is because it's your way of really getting out and meeting people. When I started as a chamber ambassador, I worked for an organization that was a chamber member and really was one of those, we pay, but we're not involved. And so I was actually in a meeting with that company at the time, and they were like, why are we members? What do we get out of it? And there was a lot of conversation. I was like, well, when's the last time we've been to something?
Right.
And it was amazing. In just a few, about 6 months of me kind of really diving in and getting involved, we saw a ton of new relationships and new, partnerships. And I truly believe that a chamber membership is you get what you put into it. Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to these events and chatting with people, you're going to see a whole different return on investment. Yeah. Than if you kind of sit on the sidelines and don't. And Mark is somebody that had I not been involved in chamber membership, I wouldn't have known. And now he is somebody that I see in public and I'm excited to see him and I'm greeted with a smile. And there's a huge, I could name another dozen people that had I not been involved with the chamber, I wouldn't have met, and I wouldn't have gotten to call friends and colleagues.
Oh, I love that. And I'm happy that you touched on that, Ashley, because it's true. The chamber membership, if you just simply sign up to be a member, you actually have to participate and utilize all of the tools that the chamber gives its members. And I think that's when you really start to see such an exponential growth in your network, in the relationships you have with other Quad City business owners and leaders. And I think that is so awesome that you were at an organization or company that wasn't maybe using their full chamber benefits, and you were like, hey, we're leaving stuff on the table here. We have got to start participating. And you could see the value of it once you started really going to those events. So that is awesome. Mark, how about you?
Oh, I think Ashley said it pretty well.
Yeah, that's a hard one to top.
Oh yeah, she hit it all. I mean, the key word I always say is opportunity, because that's what the chamber is. It gives you the opportunity to get out, meet everybody. I always laugh. I'll see new members and I'll see 2 or 3 people from a company and they go sit at the same table together. I'll be the first one to sit down and go, you guys, divide and conquer. Go to different tables. Go meet people. The chamber is a great resource and a great opportunity. I retired from a corporate world and came back to local company, and now I'm out, to get to know the community again and get to know people. And the chamber is the perfect place to do it. It's the perfect opportunity to be around all the businesses and all the city leaders. And the great thing is it's the Quad City Chamber, so you've got representatives from all the cities and all of the areas. It's not just one of the cities, it's everybody. And as Ashley said, you can make so many contacts. And if there's anybody that went from, the perfect example of I work in my basement and most of my customers are in other states to, hey, I'm here in the local community. And, most people recognize me when I show up somewhere. It's the chamber. It's just a great opportunity.
Awesome. And I have to say, Mark, as an ambassador, I am always seeing you start those icebreakers with people who might not know each other, or getting, the conversation started at an event. So really, I think this is probably a more in-depth podcast we have to have in the future where we sit down and really go deep into what the ambassador program is and what our ambassadors do, because it is amazing just having a team of you guys. I feel like we would not be able to do the work that we do without our ambassadors. So that's another podcast for the future. I'm sure I'll bring you guys back on, but thank you so much for the work that you guys do. It does not go unnoticed, that's for sure. Awesome. Well, we did touch a little bit on Hobnosh coming back. I have never gotten the chance to go to a Hobnosh. This will be my first one. So that being said, could you both tell me your experience with past Hobnoshes? What was it like? What did you love from it?
Oh, it's the after hours. It's when everybody lets their hair down and just has fun. It's networking in the environment where it's all fun. It's all about fun. It's all about having a good time, and you get to know everybody. It's just a good time. It's letting your hair down.
Oh, the big thing, anytime I hear or ask someone about Hobnosh, the one word that always comes back is fun. Everyone always says, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I can't wait to go this year. So I have a lot of anticipation for this event, you guys. I'm really getting excited. Ashley, you've been to Hobnoshes in the past. What'd you think?
Yeah, I would agree with Mark. It's a great time. A funny little anecdote. So in true, relationship fashion, I'm married to a man who is very opposite me. He's not as outgoing, but he was over the moon. Like he's been my date, my plus one for the Hobnoshes in the past. And when Terry reached out to me about this podcast, I was telling him about it. I'm like, they're bringing Hobnosh back. He was over the moon excited. So he is a supervisor in a factory. So he, doesn't do a lot of the network, loves Hobnosh though. He just loves to meet people. It's more of a relaxed environment. Mm-hmm. So it is networking, but it's kind of it's hard to explain, but it's an after hours networking. So it's more fun, laid back. There are some amazing vendors and food options and drink options, and everybody is just having fun. So they're in a great mood, and it's just a great atmosphere. And I cannot wait to go again this year.
Awesome. Oh, that makes me so happy and so very excited for Hobnosh. So we are still currently working out some last minute details. We will be promoting Hobnosh here soon on all of our social pages and our e-news, etc. But I do have to say, any chamber members that are out here listening to the podcast, we are still looking for some last minute vendors for the Hobnosh, as well as taking donations for a little prize booth that we're doing. So all of the details on Hobnosh will be linked in our description to this podcast. Please check it out, register. It's going to be such a fun event. We are so excited. More details to come. Awesome. Well, you guys, I know I will be seeing you at this year's Hobnosh, and I'm looking forward to it. So as ambassadors, why would you guys encourage our members to become ambassadors? What have you guys gotten out of this program? I know often probably members think, oh yeah, ambassadors just come to a ribbon cutting, or maybe I see them at the events, but you guys do so much more. You really guide our members to their full package of what the chamber offers to them. So what would be your pitch to get another chamber member to become an ambassador?
You get to hang out with Ashley. Oh my God.
Hey, I'm sold.
It better than that.
I paid him to say that.
You know what? I will admit, I laugh because the one funny thing about being an ambassador, people will come to me and ask me a question, and it could be about, where do I get this? How do I find this answer? Where do I go? And the first thing I always think to myself is, why on earth would that question get directed to me? And then the scary part, after being an ambassador and been around these ribbon cuttings, I don't know the answer, but I definitely know where to direct them to find the answer, or a connection that can help them with the answer, to the point that I actually shock myself.
That is awesome, Mark. I think that shows just how much you pick up along your way when you keep coming to these events and participating. You really start to get a knack for everything that is chamber related, right?
Oh, everything that's Quad City related.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's going on in one of the cities and stuff, there's no place like the chamber to, get in tune with what's going on and where it's happening. so many opportunities. It is funny. I laugh at some of the questions I get, and I laugh even harder when I know an answer that'll
When you
help
know the
somebody
answer.
get it. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Awesome. Ashley, how about you?
I would say I get such a kick out of, again, going back to that, like getting to know people. And I always kind of feel like if I could strive for like one superpower, it would be to connect people. And that's what I love about being an ambassador is I love knowing that so-and-so is looking for this and so-and-so offers this. And I love being able to connect. And like Mark said, you almost feel like you feel like you just have a behind the curtain view of the Quad Cities, because there are lots of times where I will be in like my close friend group or family group and be like, oh, did you know this business open? And it's like, I'm the all-knowing, powerful one.
I love that.
And I have the chamber to thank for that. And again, going back to, I have some amazing friends and people in my life that I've met because of the ambassadors. And I couldn't imagine not being part of that group.
Oh, that is so awesome. Thank you, Ashley. Well, Ashley and Mark, thank you so much. If I was a viewer listening to this episode outside of the chamber, I would definitely want to become a member. I would definitely want to come to events, and I would definitely want to hang out with these cool ambassadors. So thank you so much for joining our podcast today. This is In the QC. I'm your host, Lo. If you have any questions about Hobnosh or any of the events we discussed, just head right to our description. You can follow that link and find all the information you're looking for. Thanks again, you guys, and have a good one.